Honesty, Key. I'm straight up, man. I shoot straight. I don't lie. I don't placate. I don't promise your kids bells and whistles. I'm not gonna say you gonna blow up on the NIL. No, man. You got to come in and put in work, do your job, and the rest is history. But you got to work. So I'm a straight shooter. My coaching staff did a phenomenal job on even getting it to that point so that I can come in and be me. But we just shot it straight, man. We just really ain't promised nothing that we really can't make happen. And the first time I met the kid, I said, if you come in, you're playing both ways, right? I ain't say if. I said, when you come in, you're playing both ways, so you got to get your butt in shape. And this kid studied.
Yeah. So, Coach Simmons here. We're going to expand upon the expansion, right? I'm going to come back to what he said a little later. But I'm going to let you know something. It's a whole lot of crap going on right now. Everybody saw the Dabo Sweeney thing. Dabo can kiss my ass right now. But the thing you got to realize, that's just the beginning or the tip of the iceberg. When you go to a PWI, they use you for your talent, and then once your talent's broke, they get somebody else to put you to the... So now, what does that really mean, right? Coach, you're rambling again. What are you really talking about? What I'm talking about is, for years, centuries, we have set popular moments. We set popular music. We were the first to try something and to be shunned away when someone else makes it popular. I'm gonna tell you something. The first boy band was Jackson 5. Then you had New Edition. Without Jackson 5 and New Edition, wouldn't be no New Kids on the Block. Not like Marky Mark, but it wouldn't exist. Without Jodeci and 112 and hell, Jagged Edge, wouldn't be no Backstreet Boys or NSYNC. Without Usher, wouldn't be no Justin Timberlake or Justin Bieber. Am I lying? Honesty, man. We're not gonna get on the Iggy because that's a whole other discussion. But the thing is, we set popular moments. We remember, people my age, the backlash that happened immediately after A Different World came out. For y'all who don't know, a different view of what it really is. The immediate backlash was HBCUs are all party schools. Don't go to HBCUs. Their degrees don't mean anything. That's what it was. No one wanted to give them the respect that they were due. We saw the backlash after Steve McNair was drafted. We're not going to talk about Wordsby after 2, the coach who ruined his career. We're talking about he can't read defenses. He's not accurate enough. Even that goes on now. Black quarterbacks are not leaders. His accuracy is not great. It's all the same. But then when Josh Allen comes in, first round pick, 50% accuracy at Wyoming, never question leadership, never question accuracy. They did Lamar Jackson. It's not until African Americans make something popular, other people copy it and then say what we're doing is inferior. And this is not to say only black people can go to HBCUs. history lesson here. HBCUs were made originally after slavery during Reconstruction because African Americans and minorities could not get a higher education at a predominantly white institution. But the thing they don't tell you, HBCUs never had to be integrated. Because HBCUs, even though they were made to serve minority communities, never shunned away from the majority communities. You've always had white people at HBCUs. Always. You've had Asians. You've had Indians. You've had Native Americans. People come from around the world to go to HBCUs. They don't come around the world to go to Clemson. Not when the GSR is 75%. Grambling, 84. FAMU, 81. Jackson State, 88. Southern, 77. These schools graduate kids at a higher rate than some of the power PWIs. Remember how you felt when you found out Oprah was from an HBCU. That's the pride that is coming back to HBCUs right now because of what's going on in the SWAC and hopefully very soon in the MEAC. Now, what's going to happen? You're going to have investigations everywhere. Everybody's going to go ahead and say, well, they had to have broken some kind of rule to do this. They had to have got money from drug dealers to do this. Oh, the one instance where the kid, Percy Miller's son, left Tennessee State, that is how all HBCUs are. Don't go there. You're going to get injured and it's not going to help you. Bruh. No, that is not how it is. HBCUs have been generally known to work with what they have. But now there's a rocket called Coach Prime who is getting them what they need. What they're going to say next? I'll predict the future. He's not going to be there if they fire the head coach at Florida State. That's what they're going to say. You're going to take Shador, all his kids, from Jackson State to Florida State. That's the next line that's going to happen. They've already done most of the damage they can do. If you go to Twitter right now, let's go to Twitter. Let's type in a search. Doug Gottlieb, Travis Hunter. Look at all the photos of Coach Prime. They either make the man look like a devil or they make the man look like a con man. That's how they do. It's the same way if any time there's a black man or minority person accused of a crime, how they darken the picture. That's how the media works. But the problem is, for HBCUs, well, not HBCUs, but for everybody else, the internet's around. We can counteract all that crap by telling the truth. Now, back to what Coach Prime said. I want you to look at every ACC, SEC, and Big 12 school. Look at them. Look at the face of them. You will see very few, and I know there's going to be somebody in the comments, well, the OC over here. You'll see very few head coaches, OCs, or defensive coordinators on those rosters. Everything below, yeah. You'll have a linebackers coach, a strength conditioning coach, mostly. Reason why they do that? They send those black men out there to recruit first. Once they find out, hey, I'm cool with the defensive linebacker coach, Then they pretend the white coach coming there to close the deal. If these linebacker coaches, defensive line coaches, come home to roost, come back to HBCUs, or come to HBCUs, and recruit down here the way they're recruiting, Billy Napier will be a great addition to Florida because he worked at South Carolina State. He knows the culture, at least for a year. But knowing the culture and being of the culture are different things. Well, we're here in Texas. Paul Wall was raised in Houston. Paul Wall is raised of the culture. Paul Wall is not of the culture. There's a difference between Paul Wall and Bun B. You can tell the difference between Billy Napier and Coach Prime. And to further prove what I'm talking about, there was an article last year that had the top 10 coaches with the most swag. Not one coach of color was on there. So the word swag is now out of the picture. But apparently we don't have it, even though we invented it. I'm looking forward to this offseason. I'm looking forward to seeing not only the amount of kids who come to HBCUs, but the color of them. Because it's not the young kids who are doing this. They ain't the one burning the jerseys. They ain't the ones talking about education matters, it's not in my school. It's the older ones. It's Coach Simmons. I'll catch y'all later. Oh, man, it's about to get fun.